Aggregation and composition. So aggregation means it is a relationship between two class diagrams. It is example of inheritance, a special form of association that specifies a whole part of relationship between aggregate, whole and component part. The whole is called the composite. Aggregation is also called as a relationship when an object has an another object. One object is going to be related with another object. Here the aggregation is shown UML hollow diamond symbol at the composite end of the whole part association. Example, a library contains students and books. The library students, it shows aggregation of the excluded in aggregation relationships, since it typically true as a part of. However, one may be used to provide more semantic detailed. Next one is composite aggregation. So composite is special case of aggregation. So definition is when an object contains the other object if the contained object cannot exist without existence of a container object, that is called composition. So this is a diagram of folder and file. Folder having different type of files. So next one is folder could contain many files while each file has exactly one folder parent. So this is a composition. Aggregation in source of UML with a filled diamond symbol at the composite end of a whole part. So aggregation versus composition. Aggregation is loosely suggest whole part relationships. So composition is strongly kind whole part. Aggregation, identify and illustrating composition is not important. It is quite reasonable to exclude it from the aggregation. Means it is a relationship between two class diagrams. It is example of inheritance, a special form of association that specifies a whole part of relationship between aggregate, whole and component part. The whole is called the composite. Aggregation is also called as a relationship when an object has an another object. One object is going to be related with another object. So for example, if you have physical paper Monopoly game board is destroyed, we think of the squares are being destroyed as well. So likewise, the software board object is destroyed. If the software squares objects are destroyed in software perspective. How to identify? In some case, presence of composition are obviously physical assemblies. First one is on composition. If in doubt, leave it out. If you doubt, leave it out. Consider the showing composition when lifetime is part of the bound lifetime of the composite. Next, benefit of the showing composition. So it clarifies the domain constraints and it assists the identification to create. So next one is composition of the next generation domain model. It is a POS system. Sales line items may be considered part of the complete sale. In general, the transaction line items are viewed as part of aggregate transaction. In addition to conformance to the pattern, this is the create delete dependency line items of the sale. So aggregation in POS, sale item, sale line item, one or one star. It is multiplicity of one star, means the item is going to be purchased n number of items. that will be depends on customer. Association, the relationship between two actors or two process, like that we have to uh, uh, create a relation using association symbols. Association is relationship between instances of types of the indicate some meaningful and interesting connections. So for example, if a physical paper monopoly game board is destroyed, we think of the squares are being destroyed as well through records. Useful association, association for which knowledge of the relationship needs to be preserved for the some duration. Association derived from the common association list. Association is represented as line between the classes with an association names. Association are inherently bidirectional. Optional reading and direction arrow is only an aid to be read of the diagram. UML association notation. So registered records, the same the before what we saw, the same diagram, the same example. If you registered any sale, that record will be going to be a current process. Finding association and a common association list. A common categories are what considering a is physical part of B and A is logical part of B. That means wing airplane is it is sales line item. A is the physically contained in B means registered store. This is an example. So common association of A is the logical part is contained B, item description, catalog. These are all more different type of examples available in common association list. Same thing 3, 4. Next, high priority association means A is the physical or logical part of B. The same way A is the physical or logical contained in B. The same A is recorded in B. So this is the association guidelines. Knowledge of the relationship needs to be preserved for some duration. Identity conceptual class is more important than identify association. Avoid showing redundant or derivable association roles. Each end of an association is called a role. Role may have name, multiplicity, expression, navigability. So multiplicity defines the number of instances of a class in a class A that can be associated with one instance of the class B and particularly movement. This is the example monopoly game. Is multiplicity. Store one store can able to store different items, more number of items. So multiplicity values 0 or more star, 1 or more 1 star, 1 or 40 1 to 40, exactly 5 exactly 3 comma 5 comma 5 comma 8, 3 comma 5 comma 8 we need to mention in association itself. Naming association, it is type name, verb space or the type name format. For example, like this. Multiple associations, two types of may have multiple associations between them. So that is, this is multiple association. Two lines are there, files to and the files from. This is an example. So common association of A is the logical part is contained B, item description, catalog. These are all more different type of feature use. So the association, cleaning association 1 and 2. Without need to know association. This is a big point of scale system, and with overall system going to be developed through association with multiplicity. Conclusion is when in doubt if the concept is required, keep the concept. When in doubt if the association is required, drop it. Do not keep deliverable association. What they said before, the association is if you need you can keep, if you require you can keep, otherwise it will be drop it. Thank you.